family reacts after state investigators are brought in to aid in the search for a missing man, missing now since early last month.
Plus, News 3 Now has learned a Madison charter school will shut down 2 grade levels in as little as 2 weeks. The reason behind the move and what it could mean for students.
And the FDA makes abortion pills available at pharmacies and for mail order. Why for now that won't have much of an impact in Wisconsin. That's all ahead on News 3 Now at 10.
We're not giving up on this, and we won't, and we're putting everything we have towards it.
And thanks for joining us tonight. Authorities in Grant County recruiting state investigators to help find a man who has been missing now for more than a month. 34-year-old Ronald Henry was last seen at a friend's home outside Platteville back on December 4th. The Wisconsin Division of Criminal Investigation has been helping the sheriff's office conduct interviews and also searches.
Tahlil Mohideen spoke with members of Henry's family and joins us now with more details.
Eric and Charlotte, family of the 34-year-old, say it's completely out of character for Henry to vanish without warning. They say in the days leading up to his disappearance, he had a lot to look forward to, including his first Packer game. So his sudden disappearance just doesn't make sense. 1 month after 34-year-old Ronald Henry first went missing.
The family is not doing good at all.
Henry's loved ones and the Grant County Sheriff's Office still don't know exactly what happened.
Just wish I would have had a sign or something to tell him just not to go.
To make some extra cash, in early December, the young father, originally from the Milwaukee area, made the trip to Platteville for a live-in job on a farm with a friend and his uncle. His aunt Leilani Jacobs had hoped to see him off.
I was like, nephew, pull up on me. I'm at work. I want to see you before you leave. And he was like, Auntie, I'll be back in 2 weeks. You don't have to do that.
But instead of seeing her nephew, a few days later, Jacobs got a call from Henry's girlfriend, worried because he hadn't been answering his phone.
And I said, well, just don't worry about it. Just give him a couple days, and he'll probably call you back.
At the time, she figured with him being on a farm, it was just a case of bad service. But after a while, she says, things didn't add up.
It was just too many stories.
So they got the police involved.
The family he was staying with has been very, very cooperative from the start. So we've talked to them multiple times, and as we create more questions that we have, they've been very open with us and allowed us to search their property.
Grant County Sheriff Nate Dreckman says so far they haven't been able to rule anything out. His family still worried they haven't done enough.
Just because as him being a black man in that town, I just feel like if it was one of the local residents that's staying there, more will be done.
That's not true. You know, the bottom line is we have a missing person. I don't care who he is or she is, doesn't matter. We're putting everything forth to try and find this person.
Officials from the Grant County Sheriff's Office say they have plans to widen their search, once again using aerial surveillance and police dogs. They also ask anyone with information to please come forward.
Tahlil, thank you. And tonight we're also learning about a local family going to great lengths to bring their daughter home.
After a climbing trip claimed the life of Cassie Doolittle, her family is on the way to bring her back. Her body could not be recovered on her Argentinian climbing trip because of the terrain and too few rescue volunteers. A GoFundMe has been created to help her parents, Pam and Daniel Doolittle, hire a team to recover her remains and transport her home.
We were going to just go to whatever degree it took to make sure she got home.
The Doolittles say if they aren't able to retrieve their daughter's body through the GoFundMe, they will create a scholarship or some other type of way to remember their daughter with the money. A link to the GoFundMe is available on our website, channel3000.com.
Turn it over to weather now. Julian Seawright with our first warn forecast.
Well, we're still dealing with just some faintly types of flurries here on the patio, but overall, things are going to be rather quiet as we get into the rest of the overnight hours. Now, taking a look at the radar, the light snow that we were experiencing just a few hours ago, it's pretty much fizzled out and has moved into a southeasterly track. So we're not looking for much more in terms of snow or even flurries for the rest of tonight, but we can't rule out seeing them for at least another hour or two in regards to the flurries. Now, we had seen trace amounts of snowfall snowfall throughout much of southern Wisconsin. Areas that saw about an inch that accumulated for over the last 24 hours from any snow that we had was mainly north of Dane County and just southeast, closer towards Rock County. But overall, we're not having looked at much in terms of significant snowfall that's made any kind of impact or that you needed to shovel as we get in throughout the rest of our Thursday. Now, looking ahead into the overnight hours, temperatures are going to slowly begin to fall. We'll see those 20s around 2 a.m., but overall things are going to be rather cloudy and quiet for us as we get into the overnight. And then transitioning for tomorrow, temperatures will be around 30 degrees for us, but that's going to be near midnight. We're going to see temperatures really hang into those upper 20s once we get into our Friday afternoon, but the cloud cover in itself will definitely clear up once we get into our Friday afternoon, finally giving us some sunshine. But we're going to talk about not just Friday, but a look at our weekend coming up in just a few moments. Until then, back to you guys.
Julian, thank you. And tonight we're learning one of Madison's charter nonprofit schools will be shutting down 2 of its grade levels this month.
One City Schools will be shutting down its 9th and 10th grades in 10 days. The CEO cites staffing shortages as the main issue. Arman Rahman is live outside One City now with the latest. Arman?
Eric and Charlotte, roughly 60 9th and 10th graders will finish their last semester here on the 20th. Then most of them will transfer to high school within MMSD starting on the 23rd. Founder and CEO Kaleem Kher tells me that it's the same problem facing the entire education system. Not enough staff. He says closing definitely was not his first option, but the staff were just getting too exhausted. He called MMSD Superintendent Dr. Carlton Jenkins just this afternoon to tell him of his decision. Now Dr. Jenkins says an all-day orientation tomorrow will begin the transition for students and their parents.
And we decided to do that because we were doubling up classes with staff and things, and we could see our staff was getting tired. People weren't complaining because we do have a lot of committed people here who are working their tails off and doing a great job, but we just knew we couldn't sustain that.
And over the next 2 weeks, trying to transition to get the counselors, very important, get the staff, get the principals, and we've already made those contacts with our administrators at the different schools. We have 6 different high schools, and we want to try to transition them back.
And the emotions ran high from parents in tonight's meeting. That's actually how we heard about it, was from one of them. Many of them say that they chose One City Schools because their kids are facing problems back at MMSD. Many of them also say that they appreciate how many of the positions of authority here at One City Schools are black. Most of One City Schools' students, more than half of them, are black. Now, Kaleem Kher says there will be a press release going out tomorrow with more information. Now, Eric and Charlotte, back to you.
All right, Arman Rahman reporting live tonight. Arman, thank you. Next tonight, the Department of Natural Resources is now helping clean up that massive butter spill after a fire at a dairy plant in Portage earlier this week. The fire happened at Associated Milk Producers, Inc. This was on Tuesday. So far, the environmental impacts are minimal, but the DNR says the investigation is ongoing. The U.S. House of Representatives adjourned tonight after Congressman Kevin McCarthy came up short of the 218 votes needed to win the leadership position for the 11th time. The California Republican now in the longest contest for the U.S. House speakership in 164 years.
Late tonight, McCarthy proposed several major concessions to the hardline conservatives opposing his turn at the gavel, but was still unable to lock in their votes. Lawmakers will return at noon tomorrow. The Justice Department releasing updated figures on its sprawling criminal investigation into the January 6th Capitol breach ahead of tomorrow's 2-year anniversary. The DOJ announced more than 950 defendants have been arrested for their alleged participation. Law enforcement officials are still looking for about 350 people the department believes were involved. And to mark the occasion, President Joe Biden will be handing out several medals. He will honor 12 people he says showed courage and selflessness around the events of the Capitol riot with the Presidential Citizens Medal. Honorees include law enforcement officers as well as poll workers who rejected efforts to overturn the 2020 election results.
Russia's President Vladimir Putin is ordering a temporary ceasefire to the war in Ukraine for Orthodox Christmas. For its part, Ukraine is rejecting Russia's ceasefire order. An advisor to President Volodymyr Zelensky's office says Moscow must leave territory that it occupies before any temporary truce. In the meantime, the United States will supply Ukraine with Bradley fighting vehicles as part of a new security assistance package to the country. It's among the largest packages of military equipment sent from the Pentagon to Ukraine since the war started. France will also be providing the war-torn country with light armored combat vehicles as well.
Battles are playing out tonight in Mexico after authorities arrest the son of notorious drug lord El Chapo. Mexican airline Aeromexico reported that one of its planes was hit by a bullet while grounded as cartel members clashed with federal authorities. No injuries were reported inside the plane. Well, this week, the Food and Drug Administration made abortion pills available to more pharmacies and for mail order. But that new access does not extend to Wisconsin right now. Representatives with Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin sat down with our Arman Rahman to talk about the impact of the FDA's decision, or lack thereof, here.
Really a game changer on the national level.
That's what Michelle Velasquez with Planned Parenthood calls the FDA's decision to make abortion medication more available. But whether there's any way to access that pill if you live in Wisconsin.
Unfortunately, I don't see that happening.
She says whether the state's 1849 abortion ban is enforceable or not is still unclear. Even if that's repealed, existing Wisconsin laws from before the Dobbs ruling would still present roadblocks.
Prohibit the use of telemedicine for medication abortion, as well as the use of brick and mortar pharmacies or mail order pharmacies.
According to the Guttmacher Institute, researchers who support abortion rights, more than half of U.S. abortions are now done with pills, not surgery.
Mifepristone will stop the production of progesterone so that the pregnancy ceases to develop. It can no longer develop.
Mifepristone is used for miscarriage management, but Velasquez says a Wisconsin doctor would not be able to prescribe it for an abortion.
Essentially doing so would put that practitioner at risk of being prosecuted.
Still, Planned Parenthood says the FDA's decision is an important step in abortion access, signaling how safe and effective the medication is.
And calls into question whether or not some of the statutes that we have on our books were related to medication abortion pills and prescribing and dispensing are really medically necessary.
And that was Arman Rahman reporting. Existing Wisconsin laws also require a doctor in the room when a woman is given abortion medication and requires a patient to wait 24 hours before an abortion.
Buffalo Bills player Damar Hamlin, who collapsed on the field and went into cardiac arrest during Monday night's game with the Bengals, remains hospitalized in critical condition. But doctors, speaking for the first time today, say Hamlin is showing a lot of improvement. Over the past 24 hours, doctors say he has started communicating with them. The game between the Bills and Bengals, by the way, the NFL now says will not be rescheduled. And still ahead at 10, a lucky lottery ticket worth $15 million sold right here in Wisconsin.
Plus, new concept cars from BMW that changes color. We'll take a look at some of the latest tech on display at the annual Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas.
Wisconsin. It's easy to take for granted how we warm up. But what if you couldn't warm up so easily? For many, it's a reality they can't ignore. Working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans struggling to keep their heat and power on in the dangerous cold of winter. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safe in your home. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
New year, new you. Join Anytime Fitness and get 30 days free. Get more out of your membership than just machines. Because here, you can lift your weights and lift your mood. Now through January 31st, get 30 days free at Anytime Fitness. Hurry in now.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. InventHelp has helped over 10,000 inventors get patents. You can meet with an InventHelp representative who'll keep your idea confidential and explain their invention process step by step. And InventHelp's databank includes over 9,000 companies who have agreed to review new ideas. Take action and get the help you need from InventHelp.
800-550-5543.
Reynolds Wrap makes this whole cooking and cleanup thing so easy.
Speeds up this so I can get to them.
Easy prep, cook, and clean with Reynolds Wrap.
As the chief buffet officer here at Pizza Ranch, it's my job to make sure we have the best buffet in the US of A.
Impeccable.
New record! Wobbler. I'm on it. I don't do it for the glory. I do it for the buffet. More icing.
Pizza Ranch, everyone's favorite buffet.
Creamy. Brain freeze. Carl, why?
there will always be bumps in the road. But we got guts, America. We got freedom. We got power. We got future. So let's drive on and make the future we want to see together. Because your new Ford vehicle is just the start of a journey. So stop by your Ford dealer today and choose one of the thousands of new Ford trucks and SUVs ready for delivery. We've been building this country for 119 years, but we're just getting started.
On the Jennifer Hudson Show, the hilarious Kumail Nanjiani.
I do miss Chicago.
Just don't go when it's too cold.
So don't go for those 8 months of the year.
And please give it up for Jermaine Fowler.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. It turns out it is lucky to live in Luck, Wisconsin. A $15.1 million Megabucks winning ticket was sold at Wayne's Food Plus on Butternut Avenue. Players have 180 days from the draw date to claim their winnings. If you're a member of Delta Airlines' free Sky Miles loyalty program, you will soon get in-flight Wi-Fi for free. The airline says it will have Wi-Fi on most of its domestic flights beginning February 1st. Wide-body international and smaller regional jets will be coming online by the end of 2024.
New at 10, Sony is unveiling a new high-tech prototype car it will produce in partnership with Honda. The vehicle drove out on the stage at the CES Tech Show in Vegas today. The car line will be called the Afeela. Representatives say the car will have safety and driver assistance systems from Honda, along with entertainment and interactive features from Sony. And today was the first day for CES in Vegas, and like that new partnership between Sony and Honda, this year's event features all sorts of high-tech cars of the future, along with thousands of new gadgets and products. Michael George gives us a look.
This electric vehicle can avoid any traffic jam. The Aska A5 is a flying car that travels up to 250 miles on a single charge. This is the company's working prototype, with plans to start selling them in 2026. BMW is showing off a new concept car that talks.
Right, D?
You bet, Oliver.
The vehicle is called D, which stands for Digital Emotional Experience. It not only interacts with the owner, but also changes colors, thanks to a special coating. No word on when or if it will go on sale. Strollers can also drive themselves. This one from Gluckskind has AI and sensors to avoid objects and stop on its own if it gets too far away.
And after a certain period, it stops it completely.
Taking a stroll in these new glasses offers an augmented view of the world. The TCL Ray Neo X2 glasses can find a restaurant or show translations. L'Oreal is raising eyebrows with this high-tech device. Users take a picture of their face. The app creates a custom color, and the Brow Magic applies it right on the eyebrow.
Ducky, what this? Yes, that ball.
The company Fluent Pet is helping your dog talk. Pushing a series of buttons, pets can tell owners they want a bone or to go for a walk.
We find that actually when dogs kind of know that they're being understood, they're no longer wondering whether it is they actually communicated what they wanted to.
There's even an app that tracks what the dog desires. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Pretty interesting stuff, huh? Let's go to Julian Seawright with a look at your certified most accurate forecast. Julian?
We desire sun.
All right, well, your desires will be met. So
Okay, good.
You just had to ask the genie. As we get into what we're looking at overnight, well, we're still going to hold on to cloud cover, but folks, don't worry, that's going to be temporary because once we get into Friday afternoon, it's all going to be changing. We'll finally get some sunshine for us here in the upper Midwest, and especially for southern Wisconsin. As of right now, this is what we're seeing for our surface map. That low pressure system, which brought in some light snow and even some flurries that are still trying to taper around much of southern Wisconsin, is continuing to move its way into northern Michigan. So now we're just left with some chilly conditions and a high pressure system that's going to keep things rather quiet and on top of it rather dry. So this is what we're seeing on our radar as of right now. Just some light flurries, just mainly southeast of Dane County as of right now, but overall not looking for much activity into the overnights or as we head into tomorrow. Now we're looking for 30 degrees to be our high. throughout the day, it's going to be in the middle and upper 20s throughout much of southern Wisconsin. So we're actually going to be looking to hit our high around midnight for tonight. But our skies will become mostly sunny, especially when we get into our afternoon hours. But seasonable conditions are going to be on tap, and tomorrow we're going to see it in full swing. Looking at temperatures to be into the upper 20s, which is typically what it is for us here in southern Wisconsin for this time of year. Around 31 for Janesville, 28 for Platteville, and for our friends in Watertown, we're looking at 27 apiece as well for Waukesha. Now, taking a look at our weekend, though, have any outdoor plans? Well, it's going to be nice for it. We're looking at temperatures to be into the lower 30s for Saturday, plenty of sunshine, and it's best going to be quiet. Now, on Sunday, we're looking around 34 degrees. Light and variable winds are going to stick around for us, but sky cover, looking at partly sunny. Not going to be too much clouds, but on top of it, we are still looking at plenty of sunshine throughout the course of this weekend. Now, let's walk through what we're going to see for the overnight. 7 o'clock, temperatures will be in the lower 20s, but on top of it, cloud cover in itself is going to stick around just until about noon. Then we're going to start to see that cloud cover start to dissipate just a bit, and then around the rest of our afternoon going into our evening hours, plenty of clear skies for us. Temperatures will stay into the middle to upper 20s, and then on top of it, we're going to see even colder conditions heading into the overnight. Now, as we go into our Saturday morning, we're going to see temperatures really into the teens, and on top of it, cloud cover is going to be here and there, but it's mainly going to be clear skies, especially just to the northwest of Dane County. Going into our noon hour, we're going to see once again, still going to be rather cold, but temperatures themselves will start to warm up more once we get into our Saturday afternoon and evening hours, and then plenty of sunshine and clear skies will stick around so we get into our Saturday nights. Now, take a look at our 10-day forecast. Here's some things that we need to know. Well, it's going to be above average for the next few days. Plenty of sun on tap, though we will see some clouds. It's not going to be fully sunshine. We are still going to be looking at pretty nice days ahead until we get into next week, where we do have the opportunity to see some snow coming into our back end of the work week and heading into next weekend.
And coming up in sports, there's a big duel waiting for the Badgers tomorrow night, while Chris Bono is telling his team to let it fly. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Brothers Maine has been family-owned since 1938. Some of us were born into this family, and others chose to join through the years. And we know you can't replace family, but you can replace appliances, and Brothers Maine is here for you when one breaks down. Our in-house team has delivered ranges to washers to refrigerators to hectic households in a pinch, oftentimes the next day. Just because an appliance breaks down doesn't mean you have to. We're not big box. We're Brothers Maine, and we want you to feel like family here.
Rub these little weenies, not with my low E.
Millions are suffering from low energy, commonly called low E.
Conga line around the family room, not with my low E.
I can't even blow up this celebratory balloon.
Well, I live this way. Planet Fitness replaces low E with Big E, which keeps you energized and glowing all day. Simply join through the free PF app. $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends January 12th.
Look at my wieners now.
This year, say yes.
I couldn't be more thrilled with my results. I'm over the moon happy. Look at that waist.
Yes to confidence.
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
Yes to a new shape.
These are my results. I am so happy.
Yes to a new you.
I'm Dr. Elena Vega. Imagine you could remove this much fat from multiple areas all at one time.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells for good.
I have the flattest tummy that I've had in 25 years.
I'm able to wear things that I never thought I would wear again.
I can wear a little black dress. I feel sexy.
Find out how you can get $250 off with our New Year exclusive offer. Call 1-800-993-0752 or go to sonobello.com.
Lake Ridge may be a new name, but it isn't a new bank. It's one built on over a century of community commitment. One equipped with all the knowledge and resources of 145 collective years of experience. Monona Bank and State Bank of Cross Plains are coming together as one. As Lake Ridge Bank, we're doing more together for you.
When pain says, I'm here, I say, so are they. Just want to leave. 12 hours of uninterrupted pain relief. Aleve. Who do you take it for?
The Home Expo is coming this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Meet the top builders, remodelers, and home improvement experts at the Monona Terrace Convention Center this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only.
Channel 3000 Plus. Watch from your streaming media player or mobile device.
Tyler Wall played just 9 minutes in Tuesday's win over Minnesota, and after the game, Greg Gard said he didn't know about a timetable on his senior forward's injured ankle. The bad news, Wisconsin plays in 2 days. The good news, Carter Gilmore is ready to step in offensively. Now, he might not bring what Wall does, but the junior forward has that grit factor to help out any way possible.
I'm just going to do what I've done the whole season, do whatever I can do to help the team win, and if that's starting or coming off the bench, I'm going to play the best of my ability and give the team whatever I can to help us win. But definitely cool to maybe start, but again, we're hoping Tyler can get back and our team can be at full strength, but if I happen to start, I'll be ready to go.
When you think of Fall River boys basketball, one name comes to mind. Arnie Elke. For nearly 40 years, he's been on the sidelines. This season, the program's off to a historic start, and they could thank that to an assist they dished out off the court.
Ready? Go!
Arnie Elke has been Fall River's head coach for nearly 4 decades.
It's cool being able to play for a guy who took my dad to state.
And Elke's known for 2 things.
Let's go!
His red face on the basketball court.
That they do, yes. And unfortunately, this year it hasn't happened a lot.
First time I saw it was my sophomore year against Randolph. I guess I wasn't playing very good defense. He pulled me out, saw the face getting red, and I knew it was bad.
Hayden, that's your shot.
And his willingness to assist others.
He's always trying to help us be better people off the court, whether it's in school or helping out other people in general. He's always been one to help someone in some way, shape, or form, and I think that reflects our team as well.
This season, Elke and the Pirates used their platform to give back.
Snap that ball around, guys. I just feel it's important that the community sees these young people going out and doing some of these community things, and the kids enjoy it.
By volunteering at a local food bank.
You have the opportunity to help people, that you should go do it, and yeah, it makes you feel like a better person, too.
Makes me feel good. I mean, it's an awesome opportunity to become a better team and become closer to each other, but also we're doing it for a good reason, a good cause.
A win-win for a group that's seen their share this season.
Up, 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 high hands, high hands, high hands.
The saying goes, to be the best, you have to beat the best. And the best wrestling team in the country is coming to the Fieldhouse tomorrow for the Badgers Big Ten opener. In case you're not familiar, that would be #1 Penn State, a ranking they usually have. But that's perfectly fine with Chris Bono because he knows his team is ready to let it fly.
They're the machine right now, right? They're winning year in and year out. They've got multiple national champions on their team, multiple #1 ranked guys on their team. But I like it, right? If you're gonna beat the #1 team in the country, it's usually gonna come in your place. And our guys believe. We've got guys that believe they can win. And you know, you may never get a chance to wrestle the #1 team in the country. So we're gonna go out there and let it fly.
We're back after this.
Welcome to Dwellings.
Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
With reliable COVID-19 results in just 15 minutes, everyone is making room for Binax Now in their medicine cabinet.
Do we still need these pregnancy tests?
Yeah, no.
Out with the old, in with the #1 COVID-19 self-test in the U.S. With the same technology doctors use to test for COVID-19. Binax Now.
Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms. If you or a loved one were stationed at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987 and were later diagnosed with cancer, Parkinson's disease, or other serious health effects, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. Call right now to find out if you qualify.
Call 1-800-336-0524. 1-800-336-0524.
I'm a little old to count down the days, but my ski trip to Cascade Mountain with my cousin each year, so much fun. We used to pretend like we were flying. Now, we really do. My dad and my uncle like that we still ski free. But Noah and I, we just have fun. See you there.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection, a name you can trust when service is a must.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection is here 24 hours a day.
7 days a week for all your residential and commercial plumbing services.
From installation, repairs, and maintenance to complete sewer and drain cleaning, we've got you covered.
Visit MononaPFP.com.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection, a name you can trust when service is a must.
Only a wise and lucky few understand the amazing benefits of real sauna bathing. Leisure Concepts has Finnish and infrared saunas that set up in a flash and will get you through winter happy and healthy. Now watch closely to see my favorite part of sauna bathing. Get to Leisure Concepts on the Beltline at the Park Street exit.
Welcome to Dwellings.
Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
Call for action only on News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
And Julian is bringing the sun back for us.
That's right. So we all deserve some sunshine after all these cloudy and snowy days. And it's going to be here once we get into our Friday afternoon, and we're going to be seeing plenty of it heading into the weekend as well. Smooth sailing for the next few days, but next week we are tracking, as your first warned team, some potential of seeing some more snow. So definitely enjoy the sunshine while we got it.
I'm good with those temperatures, though, as long as we're not down to that zero stuff we had.
Yeah, with those wind chills of 20 degrees below zero. Yeah, I'm good, too.
No, thanks. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.